Ryan hasn't showed, there's fights where he fucking looks sensational, but next fight he doesn't. And that just happened with Haney, and then the next fight against Rollis, he didn't look too good.
So we are rooting for our guy, guys. But at least I am. But we see him posting videos with influencers to his social. He's back training with his dad. He posts videos in his garage and living room. He's giving Rocky from Rocky 3 before the first clubber fight.
I think Barrios is more consistent than Ryan as far as being in shape, things like that, and keeping his cool. I think Barrios wins the fight.
Yeah. And I was like, ha, like, bro, but next time, that next time, buddy, you won't have a next time. I'm finishing you. You will never box again if we fight again, and you know that. And I have vowed to that. If we fight again, you will never box again. I promise you that.
We've seen the flash, the erratic live streams from Ryan Garcia, but as the bell gets closer, the boxing world's most respected voices are sounding the alarm. Max Kellerman, Robert Garcia, and even the legendary Antonio Tarver aren't just skeptical, they're practically predicting a disaster.
Guys, Ryan's our guy.
Yes, he is.
He's been on this show as a panelist, and he is unusually talented. So we are rooting for our guy, guys. But at least I am. But we see him posting videos with influencers to his social. He's back training with his dad. He posts videos in his garage and living room. He's giving Rocky from Rocky 3 before the first clubber fight. What do you think when you see him posting those videos? You've been in the game a long time. You're a throwback Philly fighter.
I go by consistency. And when you look how you looked against Rolly, and then this is what you're doing for the next camp, man, it just doesn't make sense. You know
it doesn't sit right.
It doesn't sit right. So when you enter the ring, you're gonna have those questions where you're like, man, should I have done that? Did I play around too much? Did I put the work in? Those questions are gonna kick in, and you're going to a guy that's a champion who's.
But we are in a new era though, right? New system players, new system fighters.
I don't care what era it is, the ring will always expose the truth.
So what do you say now? He was cheating against Haney, so I get that. But he was drinking fake beer. He was doing all this crazy. I'm like, yo, there's no way he gonna win this fight. If I told you how much I've done that fight, you wouldn't believe me. But I can show you.
And how much?
I don't want to. My mom's probably watched. I don't want to say how much. Mike knows.
I know, it's a scary amount.
Yeah, but
it's more than I have to bet.
Anyway, what I'm saying is, like, he had everybody believing. I'm like, there's no way he can win. He's drinking beer. He's doing all this crazy stuff. He's acting crazy. And he came to the fight, and he won.
Well, yeah, this is what it brings up. So he is doing this stuff for sure. We can see him doing it, right? I'm not talking about drinking beer, but just like fooling around in the living room. But that doesn't mean he's not also doing the things he needs to do to prepare, right? But what I'm asking is, there's the physical preparation, which he might be doing. But then the thing that rubs you the wrong way about this is it's like, but is your mind serious enough?
Max Kellerman has never been one to sugarcoat the truth. Max points out that while Ryan's left hook is a generational weapon, there is a total collapse in fundamentals. In the eye test, Max notes that Ryan is leaning too much on his athleticism and natural speed, things that fade the moment you get tired or hit hard. According to Max, talent without discipline is just a ticking time bomb, and against a seasoned, durable champion like Mario Barrios, that timer is running out fast.
I just think I'm going by consistency. So we know what we get when he's acting this way. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't feel comfortable with him going into this fight. I'm favoring him because I think he's the much better fighter, but when you're going against a guy that is disciplined and has Goosen in his corner,
do you think any of this
I think you have to get a little more serious.
Like if he was fighting Shakur or someone like that, you would think he would be a little more serious. Is this commentary on Barrios, right? That Ryan's looking at Barrios, and you can speak to this maybe, Mike, and he says he's just not on my level. Or is this kind of just part of the influencer lifestyle, right? Like you turn your whole life into content.
Yeah.
And is the influencer lifestyle even compatible with optimizing your boxing talent?
Yeah, that's a great point, Max. And I actually was with Barrios on Saturday in Vegas, and you talk about juxtaposition. Barrios has his home, he's chill, like Gabe said, he's not the most exciting guy, but he's very focused, very disciplined, and he knows how big this fight is for him too. He's coming off of 2 back-to-back draws, Abel Ramos and Manny Pacquiao. He got mocked for fighting Manny Pacquiao and having a draw. Pacquiao at 45.
Barrios, no?
Maybe 46, yeah. But Barrios, right? He's a better fighter, I think, than he's given credit for. You know, he gave Keith Thurman a lot of trouble. He gave Gervonta Davis a lot of trouble, and he has experience now of 3 major headline fights.
Then you have Robert Garcia, a man who knows exactly what it takes to build a world champion. Robert's critique is different because he's seen the old school grind up close. He's been vocal about Ryan's tendency to take shortcuts, focusing on the flashy pads for the cameras rather than the grueling, repetitive drills that actually win fights. Robert highlighted a massive red flag: Ryan's defensive lapses. He's leaving his chin in the air and pulling straight back. Amateur mistakes that should have been fixed years ago. The fact that Ryan is still making these errors suggests he isn't listening to his coaches, or worse, he thinks he knows better than them.
You know, Pacquiao didn't become champion. You know, he's in a situation where even if it's a draw, he's still a champion. You know, Ryan is one of those kids that we don't know. If he comes out and has that fucking great training camp and great preparation, is in great shape, he could go out and win by knockout. But we don't know. We don't know. Ryan hasn't showed, you know, there's fights where he fucking looks sensational, but next fight he doesn't. And that just happened with Haney, and then the next fight against Rollies, he didn't look too good. So we don't know what we're gonna see with Ryan. I hope to, you know, I like Ryan. He's a great dude, Southern California, great kid, great. But you know, having to be with 3 of the top trainers and not being able to train with neither of them, and now going back to his dad, I don't know. There's questions there. You know, is that gonna work? Is he doing it because he doesn't want to work harder? He wants to call the shots, and his dad's going to do whatever he wants? We don't know.
But the most damning breakdown came recently from the magic man himself, Antonio Tarver. Tarver didn't hold back, calling this fight an absolute ultimatum. He stated clearly that if Ryan Garcia can't beat Mario Barrios, he will never be a world champion at 147 pounds, period.
Hey, you know what? I think it's a perfect fight for Ryan. I think when you look at the guys that hold the championships, you can look. I believe he has a chance to win this, bro, and become a world champion for the first time in his career. I think it's the perfect opponent when you look at all the other champions. If he can't win this fight, I think it'd be hard pressed for him to win a title. You know, if he's ever going to win a title in boxing, it's a perfect setup for him, because I just believe when you look at the power of Barrios, it's not really devastating. You know, when you look at his boxing ability, he's a good fighter, but nothing really sticks out as great. You know, I just think he's a solid fighter, but I just don't think he's the best champion out there right now today. Solid fighter, has a belt, but I just don't think he has anything when you look at knockout power, extreme boxing ability, other than his heart and his toughness. You know, I don't know what else sticks out for Barrios. And I just believe, you know, Ryan Garcia has the advantages in this fight. He's younger, he has the power, he has the speed. He just has to execute.
Tarver's technical breakdown revealed a trap that Barrios is setting. He believes Barrios is going to exploit the fact that Ryan has no plan B. When that left hook doesn't land early, or when Barrios walks through it, Tarver predicts Ryan will mentally fold. He's seen the signs of a fighter who wants the glory but fears the dogfight, and he's convinced that Barrios is the man to drag him into those deep, dark waters.
I mean, Ryan Garcia, I don't know if I can trust Ryan Garcia. And the last time I seen Ryan Garcia, he was losing to Rolly. No disrespect to him or Rolly, but Rolly had just switched trainers, and Rolly looked really good. But Ryan Garcia showed me he doubts himself. You know what I mean? I can't gamble on a guy like that. Now, I'm gonna be honest. Barrios isn't the most consistent because he has times where he should step on the gas and he don't do it. Or he has times where he should box and he don't do it. Or he has times where he should fight and he don't do it. You know what I mean? So it's a pretty even matchup. But at the same time, I think Barrios is more consistent than Ryan as far as being in shape, things like that, and keeping his cool. I think Barrios wins the fight.
You lot think I'm joking. I bet any money Barrios stops Garcia. I bet you any money. I'm not even joking. Barrios stops Garcia. He's going to fumble the bag, so I need to make my money back on him. Yeah. Barrios, any money stops Garcia. I am 100% confident. Taking bets.
Ryan is unusually talented. When you put your eyes on him, do you see unusual talent, speed and power?
Absolutely, but it's just he lacks the discipline.
Right.
And when you're fighting a guy like Barrios who is disciplined, he's a little boring. I mean, Barrios really doesn't, he's not charismatic or nothing like that. He's not like Ryan, but he's disciplined. And he has Goose in his corner for this fight, which is gonna add a lot to Barrios because he knows the errors that Ryan makes. He knows Ryan personally.
Speaking of the champion, Mario Barrios is the literal antithesis of Ryan Garcia. While Ryan is posting about his latest outfit, Barrios is in the gym with Joe Goosen, Ryan's former trainer. Think about that for a second. Goosen knows every single one of Ryan's weaknesses, every habit, and every tell. Barrios is a blue-collar fighter who has shared the ring with legends like Manny Pacquiao and survived. He isn't going to be blinded by the bright lights or intimidated by Ryan's millions of followers. Barrios is coming to turn this into a war of attrition.
If it was his dad, he would stay with him his whole career and never hired anybody else. Maybe when he hired Eddie or Goosen or Derek James, maybe it's because he knew his dad wasn't capable of, or else he wouldn't have hired anybody else. He would stay with his dad since day one. But at the end, we'll see. When they fight on the 21st, February 21st. We'll see. If it works, then good for them, man. They're great people, I'm telling you. They've been to my gym. The dad, nothing but respect for him. Ryan's always showing me respect. So deep inside, I'm cheering for him to become champion. He's a big name. He'll be the face of boxing. He could take over the Cinco de Mayo and Mexican Independence September dates easily because he's a big name. So it would be nice. He would.
And from what I heard, if I recall correctly, Barrios is working with Goosen.
Yes, Barrios is working with Goosen, and that could favor Barrios a lot because Goosen knows Ryan. So it's interesting. If Ryan lands, he's so fast and so strong that if he lands, he's going to hurt him and finish him and become champion and all the love for him and credit for him. But if he doesn't, and if Barrios fights smart, Goosen knows, takes it to the later rounds, Ryan might be in trouble. It's going to be an interesting fight. Interesting.
The rumors swirling around Ryan's camp only add fuel to the fire. Speculation has been rampant about his extracurricular habits, censored reports of late-night partying, and off-canvas distractions that have left him looking sluggish in sparring. Even more concerning are the whispers about his weight. Reports from the 7-day weigh-in showed a startling gap, with Ryan looking significantly heavier and more bloated than a disciplined 147-pounder should be. If he's struggling to make the weight properly, his chin and his stamina will be the first things to go.
You can't trust Ryan after that Rolly fight.
Yeah, I can't trust him, period. He was too much going on. He got too much going on.
Is that the only reason why you can't trust him, or is just that alone?
Yeah, too much going on covers all categories.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's the getting high, it's the hanging with streamers, it's the getting trained in your living room, all of that type of shit.
So you got Mario Barrios winning. Would you be surprised if Ryan Garcia knocks Barrios out?
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised because I understand that anybody could be knocked out, but I don't think that would happen.
Yeah, Ryan's face. I think Ryan's a 54-pounder. Even at 47, he looks gaunt to me. I hate the day before weigh-in. Let me just tell everyone about this real quick, catch people up in the history of this. They went to day before weigh-ins because fighters were drying out day of weigh-ins, right? You weigh in, you dry out, you weigh in, you make weight, and then you rehydrate, and they thought it was dangerous. So it was well-intentioned to move it a day before so they have time to rehydrate. But all it did was have fighters cut more weight to fight in even smaller divisions for a so-called weight advantage, and then they'd hydrate more. No one's fighting in the right division anymore. Look at Ryan's face there. We know Ryan in personal life. He's a big kid. To me, he should already be at 54.
Yeah, Max, I actually had dinner with a few boxing insiders on Friday in Vegas, and we were all talking about it. Like, Ryan's a guy that could easily fight at middleweight. At 54, he's a big guy. Mario Barrios is another one. He was fighting at 122. Ridiculous. Look at the size of Mario Barrios. So ridiculous. I think all of these guys, and Gabe Rosado knows about this, these old school trainers, they all want you to shrink down as much as possible so you have this size advantage in theory.
This brings us to the enabling circle surrounding him. Ryan has traded world-class trainers for a team that seems more like an entourage of yes men. By bringing his father back as head trainer, many experts believe Ryan is choosing comfort over growth. He's surrounding himself with people who won't tell him the hard truths that Kellerman, Garcia, and Tarver are claiming Ryan needs to understand.
Faster, they were better. Their feet were better. They could spin, like everything you did was on an elite level. That's Ryan Garcia in terms of pure talent.
Right. Yeah.
And Barrios is not that.
He's
he
not.
Just doesn't have the quicks. He doesn't have the power. But there is something about a full contact sport like football or a combat sport like boxing where Steady Eddie, the dude who's about it, can sometimes overcome
and smart. That. You had other great coaches, right? You had a couple of them. And then now you with your pops. And I feel like sometimes like, yo, it's easier and it's comfortable for me. So now if I'm doing something that a trainer might not like, my dad's gonna be cool with that. Because we're starting to see a lot of these trainers with the pops. Like, look, pops. Yes.
The more time you spend in the discomfort zone, the better your situation is. And the more comfortable you want to be.
No, that's true. Growth comes from it. Being uncomfortable in camp, being forced to have to do certain things that you don't want to do. That's what develops the skill set come the day of the fight. So, you know, Ryan, like Shady said, you know, he's with his father, it's too comfortable. And it's like Barrios is gonna make it a rugged fight. He may not be the most skillful fighter, but he's gonna make it a tough fight.
Try to make it uncomfortable.
And fundamentals win fights in the sense of Barrios, he doesn't have all these special assets, right? But he does have a good jab. He has a good 1-2. He has good stamina. He has good conditioning. So he has all the attributes to.
In boxing, the moment you stop being challenged in your own gym is the moment you start losing in the ring. Ryan is in a bubble, and Mario Barrios is a needle specifically designed to pop it. We are officially at a crossroads. This Saturday isn't just a fight, it's a verdict on Ryan Garcia's entire legacy. The prediction from the experts is grim. They see a fighter who will look sharp for 3 rounds, fade by the 6th, and potentially look for a way out by the 9th.
And on another note, Mario Barrios, if you don't get this done, man, damn. This should be easy for you. Easy. Goosen, if you don't get this done, you work with this man, Ryan Garcia, you work side by side with this man for several fights, bro. If you don't get this done with no damn Mario Barrios, bro, you a sorry-ass trainer too. Yeah. And in Mario Barrios, if you don't get this done against Ryan Garcia, you a sorry-ass fighter. Ryan Garcia is straight trash. Hey, doo-doo butter. Doo-doo butter. Yeah, Ryan, you trash. You ain't got no right hand. You take your left hand away, and it's over with. Over with. I see you be trying to spook everybody with your power. Yeah, put the body shield on. Put the body shield on. Let me try to break your guts. Yeah. And I see you be trying hard as hell. I seen you when you did with that man Ngannou. Ngannou laughed at your little baby ass punches. He laughed at you. Yeah. And I saw you get discouraged too. You got discouraged. All it takes is somebody that's tough, right? Tough, smart. Take that left hand away from your ass and you done, bro. Put your ass in that scary shell. When you turn your back, you done, my boy. You ain't got no boxing skills, no real skills. Shit.
So, is this the end of an era? Was Ryan Garcia ever truly a fighter? Or was he just a gifted athlete who happened to have a fast hand and a massive platform? Mario Barrios is about to provide the answer, and it might be a lot more painful than Ryan's fans are ready to admit. As Antonio Tarver put it, this is the last stop on the hype train.
I'm always said, Ryan, they have huge potential to be world champion. And Ryan's supposed to be world champion like maybe 5 years ago, but he's undisciplined, though, that's the thing. So when if he's gonna be disciplined, he's gonna be world champion. If he takes serious. If he's not gonna take serious,
He has power, he has speed.
He has power, I'm not sure about power. Speed, yeah. Power, probably he doesn't have shit, but speed.
Why do you say that?
I mean, what power Ryan had? I mean, tell me what kind of power Ryan
I've seen him knock people out. I've seen him knock out people in
that's
sparring.
not by power. That's by
breaking
speed.
jaws.
Yeah, that's by speed and by explosive. But power, you ask power, I will say Ryan doesn't have.
High Stakes, the Ring Magazine. Give us a prediction. What's going to happen?
A prediction? Man. 8, 9, 10.
8. All right.
8, 9, 10.
I think that sounds. I'm going round 8.
I like that. 8, 9, 10.
I think round 8 is.
That feels good.
Feels good, yeah.
Yeah, it feels good for a real fight. We're gonna get to it. And Barrios is one of those guys. He'll get cracked and he'll keep trying to fight. So.
But look, you're one of the best finishers in boxing. Like, I know you didn't finish Devin Haney, but you had him drowned.
Ref saved him. I should have knocked him. I just didn't have the conditioning.
I think it still bothers you, huh?
Yes, because I should have knocked him out in that 11th, man. I was playing around too much. Yeah. And I was like, like, bro. But next time, that next time, buddy, you won't have a next time. I'm finishing you. You will never box again if we fight again, and you know that. And I vow to that. If we fight again, you will never box again. I promise you that.
So that's all from today's video. If you enjoyed it, remember to leave a like, subscribe, and ring that bell icon so you never miss our upcoming videos. And don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments section. Stay tuned, and we will catch you in the next video.